On a warm summer evening in Los Angeles on August 3, 2013, Dodger Stadium, normally the home of baseball, transformed into a global football stage. The Guinness International Champions Cup had arrived, bringing European giants Real Madrid and Everton to American soil. The match itself was important, but what made the night truly memorable for millions of viewers around the world was the moment before the first whistle, Priyanka Chopra stepping onto the field to perform the ceremonial coin flip, with Cristiano Ronaldo briefly appearing on screen as she was introduced. This single moment, lasting only a few seconds, became a fascinating intersection of sports, cinema, celebrity culture, and cross-continental fandom. It was not just about football, nor just about a Bollywood star. It was about how global entertainment works in the modern era, how cultures overlap, and how symbols matter far beyond the boundaries of the pitch. As Priyanka Chopra walked onto the field, the stadium's public address announcer introduced her to the crowd. Cameras followed her steps, capturing her confident presence as she approached the center. In the background, viewers could spot Cristiano Ronaldo, already a global icon by 2013, preparing for the match. That brief visual overlap, one of the biggest football stars in history and one of India's most recognizable celebrities, was enough to spark conversations across continents. For many international viewers, especially those outside the United States, the moment was surprising. Why was a movie star involved in a football match? Why was she flipping a coin? For some, it even triggered confusion or criticism. But this reaction highlighted something deeper, a cultural gap in how sports ceremonies are understood around the world. In the United States, ceremonial roles at sporting events are deeply ingrained in tradition. At baseball games, celebrities throw the first pitch. At American football games, a well-known figure flips the coin. These moments are not meant to overshadow the sport, they are symbolic gestures designed to celebrate achievement, fame, service, or cultural relevance. The celebrity could be an actor, singer, Olympic medalist, war veteran, firefighter, or even a beauty pageant winner. The role is honorary, brief, and ceremonial. Priyanka Chopra's presence fit perfectly within this tradition. By 2013, she was not only a massive star in India but also a former Miss World, an international figure with growing recognition in the West. Her appearance represented global appeal, cultural diversity, and the ICC's mission to expand football's reach in the American market. From a U.S. perspective, her involvement was entirely normal, almost expected. The Guinness International Champions Cup itself was designed to blend sport with spectacle. The tournament aimed to bring elite European clubs to new audiences, especially in North America. Hosting matches in iconic venues like Dodger Stadium was part of that strategy. Inviting an internationally recognized celebrity to perform a ceremonial role aligned with the event's promotional goals. Cristiano Ronaldo's brief appearances in the video added another layer of symbolism. At that time, Ronaldo was already one of the most marketable athletes in the world. His presence, even in passing, underscored the magnitude of the occasion. For fans, seeing Ronaldo and Priyanka Chopra in the same frame, even momentarily, felt surreal. It was a visual representation of how football had transcended borders to become a truly global language. Social media played a crucial role in amplifying this moment. Clips of the coin flip circulated online, attracting comments from fans of football, Bollywood, and pop culture alike. Some praised the gesture as a sign of football's growing global influence. Others questioned why a non-athlete was on the field. Over time, however, as explanations emerged about American sports traditions, many viewers began to understand the context better. This incident revealed how easily cultural misunderstandings can arise in a globalized world. What feels completely normal in one country can seem strange or unnecessary in another. European football culture, for example, tends to keep pre-match ceremonies minimal and sport-focused. The idea of a film star walking onto the pitch before kickoff can feel intrusive to purists. But American sports culture embraces entertainment as part of the overall experience. Priyanka Chopra's coin flip was never about replacing football with celebrity. It was about adding a moment of recognition, a nod to global culture, and a bridge between different audiences. In many ways, it succeeded. It brought attention to the match from people who might not otherwise have tuned in. It sparked conversation, debate, and curiosity, all of which are valuable in expanding a sport's reach. Looking back, the moment also feels like a snapshot of a transitional era. In 2013, Priyanka Chopra was on the verge of breaking into Hollywood. Cristiano Ronaldo was entering the peak years of his career with Real Madrid. Football was accelerating its expansion into the US market. The ICC was experimenting with presentation, promotion, and global appeal. All of these trajectories briefly intersected at Dodger Stadium. The update posted a few days later, explaining the cultural context, was just as important as the event itself. It acknowledged the misunderstandings and clarified intentions. More importantly, it invited viewers to see the moment through a different lens, not as an intrusion but as a tradition rooted in American sports culture. This clarification helped reframe the narrative. Instead of asking why Priyanka Chopra was there, the better question became why global audiences were encountering American sports customs without context. The answer lies in the increasingly interconnected nature of media. A ceremony intended primarily for a US crowd was suddenly visible to millions worldwide, many of whom interpreted it through their own cultural frameworks. In hindsight, this moment stands as a lesson in globalization. Sports events today are no longer local experiences. They are broadcast, clipped, shared, and debated across borders in real time. Organizers must balance tradition with sensitivity, while audiences must remain open to understanding unfamiliar customs. For fans of Cristiano Ronaldo, the brief shots of him before and after the coin flip serve as a reminder of his immense star power. Even when he is not the focal point, his presence commands attention. For fans of Priyanka Chopra, the moment marked another step in her journey toward international recognition. For football itself, the event symbolized growth, experimentation, and the blending of cultures. Ultimately, the coin flip at Dodger Stadium was more than a pre-match ritual. It was a cultural exchange captured on camera. It showed how sports, entertainment, and celebrity intersect in unexpected ways. It highlighted how traditions differ, and how those differences can spark dialogue rather than division. Years later, the moment still circulates online, not because of controversy alone, but because it represents a unique convergence of worlds. A Bollywood star, a football legend, an American stadium, and a global audience, all connected by a simple toss of a coin. In that brief gesture, the game reminded us that football is not just played on the pitch, it is lived, interpreted, and celebrated differently across cultures, yet shared by all.